Hi everybody, Colin Ross here, Truckee Meadows Community College, Music 101 Lecture 21. All right, today we are going to take a very detailed look at the George White and Bob Tila classic, What a Wonderful World. I've put a link on the canvas for the YouTube of the Louis Armstrong version of this, which is what our sheet is based on. And I also have a sheet for you there to upload. It would be best if you can possibly print it, or at least view it on something large enough to be able to clearly read it. Printing it would be really helpful. Anyway, so diving right in, what we're going to analyze is, we're going to analyze the notation of the rhythms. These are some things that we need to learn in there. We are going to analyze the chord structure, which is at the very most complicated edge of what we have learned so far. It's really as far as we're going to try and get in this semester in terms of how complicated the chord structure is. So this has a lot of, it's just right in that sweet spot. It's not all chords that are in the scale, it's not all diatonic chords, but it's not super complicated. It's just right in between, and it's a nice degree of complication for us to master. We will also take a look at the fingering on the recorder and learning the melody on the piano, or on even a piano app like the one on your phone or iPad. All right, so diving right in, we're gonna first of all take a look at the melody. So if you can get out your sheet, that would be really good. Here's my little keyboard app that I'm gonna demonstrate the melody notes on. So if we look at the sheet itself, we see that we are, boy that's dim, we're in the key of C, excuse me, we're in the key of F, and it starts on the note C. So that's the 5th degree of the scale, and it goes I, C is C, E, and trees is F, so that's 5, 7, 1. Then the trees of green is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the scale. Then red roses is 6. The word 2 is 5. The I see them is B flat, that's 4. And the bloom is 3. Over here on the second line, for me and you, or for me and is 2, and you is back to the 1st degree of the scale. So, interestingly enough, if we play that, it's actually the same intervals as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star with a pickup. The pickup is I see. Once we get to trees of green, red roses too, it's the same as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, I wonder where you are. So the melody notes are, the scale degrees of the melody are once again 5, 7, 1, 1, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, which is 1, 5, 7, 1, 1, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 7, 1, 2, 3. So that's what it does the first time around. And here's what the notes look like on, if you're going to see them actually on a keyboard. Here we go. Come on, little bomb. Here's the keyboard. So So 5, 5, 7, 1. Here's our scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 1, 1 5 6 6 6 5 4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 7 1 2 3, and it does that whole thing again with different words. 5 6 5 4 3 2 1, and the second time it goes, to myself, what a wonderful world, which is 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 7 1 2 1. The first time it goes 1 2 2 3, but the second time it goes 1 2 3 1, back to the 1. So that's as far as we're going to take the melody for right now. And so if we look at the scale degrees of the melody, we could translate it into any key, of course, because the numbers are going to stay the same. So here it is in the key of, let's see, we'll do it in the key of G. 5 7 1 1 5 6 6 6 5 4 4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1 1 1 1 3 5 7 1 1 5 6 6 6 5 4 4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1 1 1 7 1 2 1. So that's the whole first half of the song in G. Here it is in C. 5 7 1 1 5 6 6 6 5 4 4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1 1 1 7 1 2 3, etc. So part of the assignment, of course, will be to transpose this using the scale degrees, transpose it to a different key. Let's take a look at the fingerings on the recorder if you wanted to play this on the recorder. So we see that this is in the key of F, and our F scale is, here's F. So here's the C, that's the 5 of the scale, the first note of the song, C. Here's the second note of the song, is E. Here's F. I see trees. There's our C. Here's B flat. So, same thing with the scale degrees, except that now we're in the key of B flat, and you can use your recorder fingering chart to get the fingerings for the first part of the melody. So, now let's take a look at the chord progression. So if you have the sheet out, you can see that the first chord is F, which is, we're in the key of F, so that's 1. And if we're talking about taking every other one of the scale, so here we are in the key of F. The first symbol is F, so it's just a triad, 1 in the scale. The next symbol is A minor 7, so that's 3 in the key. The next one is B flat, so that's just a triad, B flat. I'm going to double the octave. That's 4 in the key. The next one is A minor 7, back to 3 in the key. The next one is G minor 7, which is 2 in the key. C7, which is 5 in the key. And then F, which is on the word bloom, and B flat, which is, so that's 1 and 4. Then E minor 7, flat 5. 7 in the key. 7. And then we have the first one that is not a diatonic chord. We have the A7. Remember, A minor 7 is 3 in the key. So A7 is a secondary dominant. So we have, this is the chord progression now. 1, 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3 as a dominant. That's where we just got to now. And I think for me and you. So that's the first chord that's not just straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the key. So once again, the chord progression goes 1 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 3 chord, 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 3 chord, 4 chord, 3 chord, 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3 as a dominant 6. So that's the first, and you can hear that it's the one chord that has a note that's not in the natural scale. All part of the natural scale. Here's the C sharp, it would ordinarily be, but it's now on the next chord, and I think, so that's a D flat major 7 in the key of F. What is D flat major 7 in the key of F? Well, D flat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 6. And if it's a major 7 chord, that means it's a flat 6, the root is on the flat 6, and it's a major 7th chord. The melody note F is the third of that chord. So basically it's on 6, which is D minor, D, F, A, and C. Or D, F, A, and D, and there's no 7th in that, I'm sorry. D, F, A, and D. And the melody note is the F. And I think. So what's happening there is going from a D minor with the third being F to a D major with a D flat major with the third still being F. And I think. And then it goes to 2 on the G minor 7. 5, 1. So once again, the chord progression is 1, 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 4, 7. 3 is a dominant 6. Flat 6 as a major 7. 2, 5, 1. So that includes both the ways of introducing chords that are not in the scale that we first talked about. The one is secondary dominant, which is where it goes to this A7 right here. And this A7 would ordinarily be A minor 7 if it was just the chord that's in the key. It would be A, C, E, and G. But instead it's A, C sharp because it's an A7, not an A minor 7. So that is a secondary dominant. It's 3 as a dominant instead of 3 as a minor 7. And the next chord that's not in the scale is the D flat that's right here. And that's the flat 6th as a major 7th chord. The melody note is the F, and it is the third of both the D minor chord and the D flat major chord. So that's that chord change that you hear going into I think to myself. So see if you can listen to it again. And 1, 3 chord, 4 chord, 3 chord, 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3 as a dominant 6. And I think that's the flat 6 as a major 7. 2, 5. So here it is in flow. Let me do that again. Flat 6. 2. So we're right up to the end of the very first A section. What a wonderful world, right here. measure number 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the second half of measure 8, you see a B7 flat 5. Now, B is not a naturally occurring root in the key of F. So that has to be a non-diatonic chord. So let's take a look at that chord. What is B7 flat 5 in the key of F? The B7 flat 5 in the key of F is rooted on flat 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 5. Actually, it's rooted on sharp 4, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, B flat. So it's B natural is the raised 4. And it's that chord right there. B, D sharp, F natural because of the flat 5. And A. So it's the chord, the root is in between 4 and 5 in the key. 1, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3 is the dominant, 2, 6, flat 6, 2, 5, 1. Now here we are at that moment. Flat 5, 4 over 5. So, this is the passing chord that's in between 5 and 4, and then it resolves to the 4 chord. Then it goes back to the 5 chord right there. Then it does that whole chord progression again. And so here's the 1, the 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 4, 7. 3 as a dominant, so there's one that's not in the key again. 6, flat 6 as a major 7. That's one that's not in the key again. 2, actually it's not quite a standard 2 because it has the flat 5. 2 with a flat 5th. 5, 1, 2 with a flat 5th, 1. So that's as far as we've gotten. All right. Now, and it's still going to be the same chord progression no matter what key you play it in. So in C, it'd be 1, 3, 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3 is a dominant, 6. So then, let's move on to the second half of the song now. We'll take a look at the melody notes first. Starting on the colors of the rainbow. So we're in the key of F. So the colors of the rainbow, that's the 2nd degree of the scale, and down to the 5th degree of the scale, 4th degree of the scale on the B flat, 3rd degree of the scale on the A, and then you see the G sharp here. So we have an accidental, so we know that that's not in the scale. So that is raised 2 in the scale. So on the keyboard, it's going to look like this. Let me bring my keyboard back up. Uh-oh, it died. Okay, so I'll do it on the melodica. One, two, 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 5, 5, 4, 3, 3, raised 2, 3. So, colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also in the faces of the people passing by. So now we're to I See Friends. That's right here. So 3, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 3, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So that's just all notes of the scale. Let's sing it as scale degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, 5. 3, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 3, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2. Then you're back to the regular A section that we've already learned. So here's those notes on the recorder. Here's the F. Starting on the colors of the rainbow, F, colors. That's your B flat again. Now here's G sharp. This is the note we haven't learned yet. So that's the fingering for G sharp, and you can always check your fingering charts on this. So with that, starting on the colors of the rainbow again. Then we have on I See Friends, A, C, D. And you're back to the top with the I Hear Babies Cry. All right, so if we look at the chord progression on that part of the song, the bridge, all the colors of the rainbow, that's a C7, that's just 5 in the key. And then the next chord is a B flat minor over C. So you really, it's like a C7 with a raised, with a 9, flat 9 and a raised 11. So 5, 4 flat minor over 5, 1. Then the same thing again. 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, and we're at really saying, and that you see the D over the F sharp, so that means the third is raised on the what used to be the D minor chord, D, F, A, now it's D, F sharp A, and the F sharp is in the bass. Remember the slash chord is the chord over the bass note, so it's a D7 chord over the F sharp bass. And the next one is 2, 3, 5, 2, 1, 5, excuse me. And the F over A is just the 1 chord over the 3 bass. So going back to the start of the bridge, 5 with a sus, 5. There's that funny chord that's the B flat minor, so it's like a minor 4 chord over a 1 over a 5 bass. 6, 3, 6, 3, 6. 6 as a dominant with the third in the bass, that's the D over the F sharp. 2, 1, 5. And you're back to the top. 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 4. 3 is a dominant. 6, flat 6, 2, 5, 1. So that's pretty much the whole chord progression. Let's look at it again as I point at it. So here we are in the bridge. 5 with a sus. 5. There's that chord I was describing, the 4 with a minor over 5. And if you play that chord with the C in the bass and the B flat minor, it's like you have a C7 chord, but it has a B flat, it has a D flat and an F in it. So it's got those 2 dissonant extra notes in the C7 chord. makes it a nice complicated chord. Here we are on that one. Back to 1. Then it does that chord progression again. 5 with a sus, 5, 4 minor over 5, 1, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, and this is where it's 6 is now going to be a secondary dominant. So 6 over the with a raised third, and the raised third is in the bass, the D7 over F sharp. Remember, D minor 7 would be the one that would ordinarily be in the key, the diatonic 6 chord. So it's a secondary dominant on 6 with the third of it in the bass. Then 2, 1, 5. Then you're back to the beginning. 1, 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3 as a dominant, 6. Flat 6 as a major 7, 2, 5, 1. Then here we are at the very end of the song, which I haven't gotten to yet, but it's going to go 1, flat 7, 6 as a dominant. So F, E flat 7 instead of E minor 7, which would, E minor 7 flat 5 would be the ordinary 7 in the key, but it's E flat 7. So that's the flat 7 and then 6 as a dominant, 2, 5, 1. So here's the ending, starting on the last A section, which is I Hear Babies Cry. 1, 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 4, 6, 7, 3 is a dominant, 6. Let me play that in time so you hear that. It's 1, that double fast change is 2, 5, 1, 4, 7, 3 is a dominant, 6. And it's 1 beat per change instead of 2 beats per change. All of it up till then has been 2 beats per change. 2 each. Now 1 each. Flat 6, 2, 5, 1, flat 7, 6 is a dominant. So we're going to simplify the chords on the ending just a little bit. It really goes, on this sheet it goes 2, 1, 4, 2 as a dominant, 5, 1, 4 minor, 1. So here, let's take a look at the coda. This is the ending. So 1, flat 7, 6 as a dominant, 2, 1, 4, and then that passing chord, that's the G over the B. That's really a 2 chord as a dominant with the B in the bass. And then to the 5. 1, 4 minor over 1, 1. That 4 minor over 1 sounds like this. Here's 1. Here's 4. Here's 1. Here's 1, 4 minor. And if I don't change the bass, it's 1, 4 minor over the 1. So looking at the ending once again, and I think to myself, 2, 5, what a wonderful world, flat 7, 6 is the dominant, and I, 2, 1, 4. So that's 2, and the bass line goes 2, 3, 4, 4 sharp 5. The chords are G minor, F over A, that's 1 with a 3 in the bass, 4, B flat, and then 2 with the third in the bass. So that makes the bass line go 2, 3, 4, raised 4, 5. So, we've had all three of the major ways that we've learned about using chords that are not in the scale. The first one that we have is not in the scale is a secondary dominant. It's taking a 3 chord and turning it into a 7th instead of a minor 7th. The next one we have that's not in the scale is where the root is on the flat 6, and the third is still the F, which is the key that we're in. So instead of being the 6th chord with the root as the 3 F, it's now a flat 6th chord as a major. So that's the second way that we've learned to introduce a chord that's not in the scale, by using a root that's not in the scale. And the third way is to take a major chord like the 4 chord and turn it into a minor chord instead of the other way around. Secondary dominant is where you take a minor and turn it into a dominant. This is where you take a major and turn it into a minor. So the 4 chord that would ordinarily be the B flat is now B flat minor. So those are the 3 non-diatonic chords that occur in this song. Bassline go 6 flat 6 5. I see 1 3 4 3 2 5 1 4 7 3 6 flat 6 2 5 1. That's the root movement. So that's when I say root movement, that's the root, the identification of the bass notes. We discovered that we already went through the melody notes, what scale degrees they are, and we discovered that it's basically Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So you hear that? I made a mistake. I did the G as a 7th instead of as a minor. Flat 6, 2, 5, 1, flat 5, 4, 5. All right, so that's our lecture for today, and you can look for your assignment, which is going to be similar to the last assignment, which is you're going to analyze the chord progression in Roman numerals, and I've just given you all the answers to that over and over, and I'll also put it in the notes. And then we'll transpose it to 2 different keys. We'll play it in C and we'll play it in G. So, and see if you can learn it on the recorder to play it in the key of F as it is written on the sheet. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to fill in the sheet with the correct chord symbols. So, I mean with the correct Roman numerals. I didn't mean chord symbols, I meant Roman numerals. So for instance, in the key of F, we know that F is the 1 chord, so we would put a 1 above it here. And we know that the A minor is the 3 chord. Notice the lower case, since we notice that this is the 4 chord, major, 3, etc. So I'll put the chord progression in the notes, and I will also put the scale degrees in the notes, although I think you should be able to figure out the scale degrees at this point. And then we'll transpose it and see if you can learn to play it on your little keyboard devices, no matter what they are, even if it's on your phone with 1 finger, and play it on the recorder. All right, good luck.